What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Saturday, July 15th, 2023. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton if you're looking for my best bets. The games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Now, we will get into the home run prop action momentarily. Had a great day coming back from the All-Star break. Hope to build that forward into Saturday's action. We'll do a recap of the plays that we did hit, but before we do, I want to remind everybody, these plays are very high risk, high reward, these home run props. They are plays that I do not recommend anybody dump their whole bankroll into. They're just plays that are meant to be there for some side action, just for some fun on the side. Nothing to go too crazy into. I am going to give out a fair number of plays here. A lot of home run props. I do like a lot of meat on the bone for Friday's action. But again, you don't have to play every single play that I do give out here. Any plays that you do take from the home run prop show, I do recommend just playing them straight up. Although I do know that some people, like to parlay these home run bets. So if you're going to parlay them, what I recommend is any parlay that's 3 legs or more. Definitely look into a round robin. It's going to give you a safety net in the event that one of your legs goes awry. Because how many times have we all had that 3 or 4 leg parlay that we were so close to hitting, but unfortunately one leg didn't come through for us? Well, at least if you have a round robin, yes, it's going to drive up the cost of the bet, but it's also going to give you, like I said, a safety net. So, say you have 3 home run props like, Giancarlo Stanton, Corey Seager, and Rafael Devers. If you take those 3 guys, you parlay them up for $5, cool, it's your 3-leg parlay. But then for the round robin, you're going to parlay Garcia and Stanton, Seager and Stanton. You're going to parlay up Seager and Devers and Stanton and Devers. So basically, instead of the bet being $5, you're going to have 4 separate bets. It's going to total like $20 if you're a $5 unit better. And then, like I said, if you hit the 3-leg parlay, well, not only do you win the 3-leg parlay, but you win all the combinations of 2 as well, get an even bigger payday. And if you hit 2 out of 3, well, you still get paid for something. So definitely something I recommend everybody definitely look into if you're into betting on parlaying home run props. But let's look at the plays that we did hit on Friday, and we start things off with this matchup between the Marlins and the Orioles, and Jorge Soler coming through for us at plus 430. Definitely a nice payday with Soler. He was able to get back on track. Came through with a couple of Rangers as well as Corey Seager coming through at plus 330. And Adolis Garcia came through at plus 350 as well. And Rafael Devers hitting not 1 but 2 home runs on Friday against the Chicago Cubs, putting up that plus 330 payday for us, and even better if you had him for 2 or more home runs as well. So definitely a nice payday. But before we get into the actual action for Saturday, I want to remind everybody, I love interacting with you guys. So, let me know in the comment section below. Do you like the angle I took on some of these games? Do you not like the angle? Do you have player props your own? Let me know, because, hey, sometimes I've even gone into the comment section and picked out a couple of the player props that you guys have put in there, put a couple of bucks on them, because some of those have been absolute fire. But if you're going to drop your player props in there, I ask everybody, please drop them in there before the games start. If they're not in there before the games start, they don't help anybody. And we're trying to beat the books as a team here at Pickdawgz. One team, one goal. And that goal every single day is to get us paid. And we're going to hopefully do that by way of some home run props. And we're going to get right into it. Now, the first couple games, we are going to look at the afternoon action. These are going to be my notification games. I do apologize. This video is coming out a little bit later on Saturday than I would have liked. But we just had some technical difficulties, some stuff going on around here. But we still want to make sure that we get these plays in for you guys. But if you have notifications turned on, this is the benefit. Sometimes it doesn't always leave a whole lot of time between when the video is released and first pitch of the opening game. So, if you have the notifications on, you get the video, the content as soon as it drops, and you're able to get the plays in. And we're going to look at the two of the afternoon games. Not going to cover any of the double headers just because of all the volatility that goes into the pitching matchups there. And I don't want some people to say, oh, well, you picked Manny Machado. He hit 1 in game 2, but I had him for game 1. So just to eliminate any confusion, I just don't touch any double headers, and that's just my viewpoint on it. And I'm also not going to look into the matchup between the Cubs and the Red Sox. Just not a great pitching matchup, I think, for home runs in that game. But what we do have here for home run props, we're going to start with the Texas Rangers. Go back to the scene of the crime. I'm going to go with Corey Seager for a home run at plus 360. He's hitting 433 with 7 extra base hits, including 3 home runs in July against right-handed pitching. Now, Gavin Williams, he's been okay for the Cleveland Guardians, but he has an ERA over 4, and that's with games against Kansas City and Oakland in 3 of his 4 starts. His 1 start against the team with a pulse, the Atlanta Braves, Williams gave up 3 home runs. Texas still hitting righties well, and I think that Seager can get him here. So I'm going to go with Corey Seager for a homer at plus 360. I'm also going to look at Adolis Garcia at plus 285. He's hitting 324 with 4 home runs, 7 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. So give me Adolis Garcia for a home run at plus 285. I'm also going to look at Jonah Heim for a home run at plus 480. He's hitting 345 with a home run and 4 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. He cashed on Friday, and while that's not the basis for this pick for Jonah Heim, I think he has some momentum, and I think this is a great matchup for him to go back-to-back. So I'm going to take Jonah Heim at plus 480. I'm also looking at this as a catalog spot for the Rangers. I think I'll also have some bets on Leody Taveras. He's hitting 385 with a homer against righties in July. Josh Young and Nate Lowe, too, who both have a pair of homers in July against righties as well. Before the Cleveland Guardians, I'm going to go with Ahmed Rosario at plus 540. He's hitting 364 with a home run, 3 extra base hits in July against left-handed pitching. Now, anybody who's known me knows my stance on the Cleveland Guardians and home run props. You do not see them very often, but I could not pass up on the opportunity to play against Andrew Heaney. I'm not an Andrew Heaney fan. If there's a true weak link in this Rangers starting rotation, in my opinion, I think it is Andrew Heaney. He's allowed 3 home runs in his last start, 7 home runs allowed in his last 4 starts combined. So I'll take Ahmed Rosario to get to Heaney for a home run at plus 540. I'm also going to look at Josh Naylor for a home run at plus 650. He's hitting 571 with a home run in July against left-handed pitching. Just 7 at-bats, but 4 hits with a home run. So give me Josh Naylor for a homer at plus 650. And I'm also going to take Jose Ramirez for a home run at plus 265. He's hitting 364 with a homer in July against lefties. Not the greatest price for Jose Ramirez, but I think the price could be very telling in a spot like this. So give me Jose Ramirez for a homer at plus 265. For the Toronto Blue Jays against the Diamondbacks, I'm going to go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on Saturday plus 430. He got back on track with the home run derby win. He carried that over into a home run in Friday's series opener. I talked to a couple people in the comment section about missing out on Vladdy. Said he was probably going to be a mainstay for at least the next couple of shows in the home run prop show, and as delivered, we got Vladdy here. He's got a pair of home runs in July against right-handed pitching. Now, I love Zach Gallen. He's my favorite pitcher in that Arizona Diamondbacks pitching staff, but he has been far less effective on the road this season, and he's allowed a home run in 6 of his last 7 starts. So I'm going to take Vladimir Guerrero Jr. For a home run at plus 430. For the Blue Jays as well, I'm going to go with Matt Chapman for a home run at plus 390. He's hitting 333 with a pair of home runs, 6 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. So give me Matt Chapman for a homer at plus 390. Now, there's some other looks I have in this game that are just leans for now. Whit Merrifield has a team-high 3 home runs in July against right-handed pitching. George Springer, always a home run threat, especially in the leadoff spot. Maybe Bo Bichette as well, who we always seem to get solid value with all the time as for a home run. So maybe leans toward those guys as well. And, let me know in the comment section if you guys are taking any look at any Arizona Diamondbacks in that game. It's a tough matchup against Kevin Gausman, who hasn't really allowed a whole lot of home runs as of late, but again, the possibility is always there, so let me know in the comment section if you guys have any plays for the Diamondbacks in that game. For the San Francisco Giants, as we start to trend towards the evening action, I'm going to go with Blake Sabol here for a home run at plus 700. He's been on a tear lately. He's hitting 462 with 3 home runs in July against right-handed pitching. Now, Johan Oviedo, starting for the Pirates here, he's stunk it up for the Pirates as of late. He's lost his last 6 starts. He's allowed 5 home runs in total and given up a home run in 4 straight. I'm looking for that run to continue here. Sable's been San Francisco's hottest bat for power against righties, so I'm going to take Blake Sabol, standalone play for the Giants at plus 700. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, though, I'm going to roll with Jack Suwinski for a home run at plus 450. He's hitting 261 with a pair of home runs against right-handed pitching in July. Alex Cobb, he has been a decent arm for the San Francisco Giants, but he's been less effective on the road this season, and Suwinski, he's been the main power threat for the Pirates so far this season. So give me Jack Suwinski for a homer at plus 450. Also for the Pirates, we're going to go with Ji-Man Choi at plus 850. He's hitting 333 with a pair of homers and 3 extra base hits in July against righties. So give me Ji-Man Choi for a home run at plus 850. For the Miami Marlins, we're going to go with a pair of Marlins here in this matchup against the Orioles. We're going to go with Jesus Sanchez for a home run at plus 540. He's hitting 375 with a pair of home runs, 5 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in July. Now, Kyle Gibson getting the start for the Orioles here. He pitched well for the O's early on in the season, but I think he is due for some serious regression. His ERA is rounding out into what we're used to from Gibson in the past. high 4, low 5 ERA. He's allowed a home run in 3 of his last 4 starts and in 4 of his last 6. So give me Jesus Sanchez for a homer at plus 540. I'm also going to go with Jorge Soler at plus 410. He's homered for us yesterday. He's starting to pick it up again, hitting 281 with a home run, 6 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in July. So give me Jorge Soler for a homer at plus 410. For the matchup between the Cincinnati Reds and the Milwaukee Brewers, I'm going to go with a couple of Brewers here. I'm going to start off with Willy Adames at plus 300. He's hitting 455 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in July against left-handed pitching. Now, Andrew Abbott was teed off on by the Brewers in his last start, gave up a pair of home runs in that start, including one to Willy Adames, and we saw the same with Graham Ashcraft. And follow me on this, is where I'm going with it. I mean, if you've heard my videos with the Cincinnati Reds and Ashcraft, you know exactly what I'm about to say. The concern I have with Abbott is that we saw this with Graham Ashcraft, where Ashcraft got lit up for the first time, and he really had a hard time finding his feet, had a hard time recovering, and sometimes even just had a hard time finding a good start. We've yet to see Abbott get rocked prior to his last outing, and I want to see how he's going to bounce back. And if it's the same as Ashcraft, it's not necessarily, I don't know if it's going to be very good for Abbott. Will it be the same for him? I'm not sure. All I know is that a game at Great American against the same team that just bruised you for 6 runs and a pair of homers in your last start is just not a great spot for Abbott to be in. He got in a lot of trouble in that game. I think Adames could take advantage once again here, so I'm going to go with Willy Adames for a home run at plus 300. I'm also going to go with William Contreras at plus 350. He's hitting 417 with a homer and 3 extra base hits in the month of July against left-handed pitching. So give me William Contreras for a homer at plus 350. For the Cincinnati Reds, the only official play I have here will be Joey Votto at plus 340. He's hitting 364 with 4 home runs, 6 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. Now, Freddie Peralta starts for the Brewers here. He's been far less effective on the road this season. Also hasn't had the same success as past season. Peralta, a guy that is very strikeout dependent, and the Reds aren't striking out a whole lot. I think Votto can make him pay here for that. He's living his best life right now, and I think you could tag Peralta here. So give me Joey Votto for a homer at plus 340. I think this is also a great spot for some leans against the Reds, or with the Reds, I should say. Will Benson, he's hitting 375 with a homer and 4 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, Matt McLean, all threats as well. Votto, the only one I really like from a statistical standpoint. So that's where I would go with Joey Votto. But again, leans on De La Cruz, Steer, McLean. You probably make a case for all those, especially and Will Benson as well. So just my viewpoint on that one. But we'll go to this matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago White Sox once again. I do think this is a spot to back the Atlanta Braves bats. I'm going to go with Ozzie Albies for a home run at plus 360. Going back to him here, he's got 4 home runs, 5 extra base hits in total in July against right-handed pitching. Now, Lance Lynn starting for the White Sox here, and while last time out, Lynn might have had his best start of the season, 7 innings of 1-hit shutout ball, we know what Lance Lynn is on the whole this year and what he's fully capable of. He's a guy that gives up a ton of hard contact, a lot of home runs, and that's not going to bode well as a right-handed pitching against this Braves lineup that has been demolishing right-handed pitching, including Ozzie Albies, basically over the course of this winning run over the last month plus. So give me Ozzie Albies for a home run at plus 360. I'm also going to look at Sean Murphy for a homer at plus 360 as well. He's hitting 368 with 3 home runs, 6 extra base hits in July against righties. So I'll take Sean Murphy for a homer at plus 360. I'm also going to look at Matt Olson for a home run at plus 215. Not the best price on the board here, but still I'm not going to sneeze at well over 2 times our money coming back. If we cash it, I mean, he hit a grand slam right out of the gate for the Braves on Friday. And while I don't believe in betting a guy just because he hit a home run the day before theory exclusively, I do like him to go back-to-back here. He's leading the National League in home runs. I think we get him another one with him here, so I'm going to take Matt Olson for a homer at plus 215. I'm also going to look at Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 350. Didn't have one on Friday, but Acuna Jr. always a threat, especially against a guy like Lynn, who might as well be a chef with how many meatballs he serves up over the plate. So give me Ronald Acuna Jr. for a homer at plus 350. Lone standalone play for the White Sox. I'm obviously going to go with Luis Robert. If you follow me, he's the only bat I consistently trust for the Chicago White Sox right now. Spencer Strider, he's back to leading the charge for the Braves rotation, But Robert hitting .333 with a pair of homers, 5 extra base hits in July against righties. And while Strider has been good, he still allowed 7 home runs in his last 7 starts. So give me Luis Robert for a home run at plus 390. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, I'm going to go with JD Martinez to hit a home run at plus 475. He's hitting .222 against righties in July, but he does have 4 home runs. Kodai Senga on the other side has been better at home, but I just don't trust the Mets pitching against anyone in this matchup. The Dodgers can flat out swing the stick, and JD Martinez has been crushing the ball as of late. So give me JD Martinez for a homer at plus 475. I'm also going to look at Freddie Freeman at plus 460. Normally a bet I make against righties. Freddie Freeman normally my bet for the Dodgers against left-handed pitching, but he's also hitting .338 with a pair of home runs and 5 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in July. So give me Freddie Freeman for a homer at plus 460. Also going to look at Mookie Betts for a homer at plus 410. He's hitting .310 with a pair of home runs and 6 extra base hits in July against righties. So I'll take Mookie Betts for a homer at plus 410. Also take Max Muncy for a homer at plus 360. He's hitting .261 with a pair of home runs against righties in July. He is always a power threat for the Los Angeles Dodgers, so I'm going to take Max Muncy for a homer at plus 360. Also going to have leans towards James Outman and David Peralta in that matchup, who also have a pair of home runs against righties in July as well. For the New York Mets, a couple of plays here. Going to go with Francisco Alvarez at plus 500. He's hitting .353 with 4 home runs against right-handed pitching in the month of July. Tony Gonsolin, he has just not been the same pitcher that he was last season, especially as of late. He's given up 4 home runs in his last 3 starts, and with Alvarez in his current form, I think he could tag Gonsolin here. So I'm going to take Francisco Alvarez for a homer at plus 500. And I'm also going to look at Francisco Lindor for the Mets as well. Plus 430, a great price on a guy that's hitting .478 with 3 home runs, 6 extra base hits in July against righties. So give me Francisco Lindor for a home run at plus 430. Now, before we get into our last few home run props for the day, I want to remind everybody, obviously the purpose of this home run prop show is to put you guys on some free winners by way of these home run prop bets, but it's also to highlight the benefit of using the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. These tools are there for you to use. They're 100% free. What they're going to do for player props is they're going to show you the player prop. They're going to show you how often it hits, whether it's a 5-game sample size, a 10-game size, or all games this season. And it's, like I said, it's going to show you how often it hits. It's also going to show you which book is giving you the best possible price for that player prop. The nice thing is, if you don't have an account with the book that's giving you the best possible price, you get a sportsbook bonus offer on us if you sign up, if you create a new account. And you also get to play that best price with that bonus, but you also add to your advantage over the books that they can't take away from you, which is your ability to shop lines and find the best possible number. There's also other tools there if you're depending on your betting style. There's streaks tools if you like betting hot and cold streaks. There are parlay builders. If you're a parlay bettor and you want a parlay built for you, we have multiple parlay builders. Profitable teams, profitable angles, profitable underdogs. Tons of tools that you can use. I could do a show probably every day just for an hour, just highlighting these betting tools and just showing you all the available options, and ways for you to make money with them. But we all have different betting styles, so I honestly think it's the best way if you guys just head on over to pickdawgz.com. Check out these betting tools and play with them yourself. I promise you, you will not regret it. You're going to make a ton of money while doing it as well. They do the heavy lifting for you. They're fantastic. So definitely make sure that you go on over and check them out. But let's get back into the home run prop action for Saturday's action. We're going to go to this matchup between the Yankees and the Rockies here. I'm going to go with Anthony Volpe for a home run at plus 460. He's hitting 3 home runs in July against right-handed pitching. Connor Seabold this season just has not been good for the Colorado Rockies. He's allowed 9 home runs in his last 4 starts. I think the Yankees, Volpe included, could absolutely rock Connor Seabold here. So give me Anthony Volpe for a home run at plus 460. I'm also going to look at Giancarlo Stanton at plus 205. This is not an ideal price. I think it's our lowest plus money price on the board. But again, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth if 2 times our money is coming back on a home run prop. He's got a subpar 174 batting average against righties in July, but I really think that the home run Friday can get him going here with some confidence, combined with a matchup against a terrible pitcher like Connor Seabold. I think this price is very telling for Giancarlo Stanton. So give me Giancarlo Stanton for a homer at plus 205. I think the books are trying to protect themselves there. I'm also leaning towards Gleyber Torres and Kyle Higashioka. Higashioka hitting .467 with a pair of home runs in July against righties. So just a couple of leans there as well. For the Colorado Rockies, I'm going to go with Chris Bryant for a homer at plus 525. He's hitting .333 with a pair of home runs and 3 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. Clark Schmidt, he has been a lot better for the Yankees lately, but he has still allowed a pair of home runs in his last start. And Chris Bryant, he's been swinging it well for the Rockies lately, so give me Chris Bryant for a homer at plus 525. Also going to look at Randall Grichuk for a home run at plus 525. He's hitting .353 with a pair of homers and 4 extra base hits total against right-handed pitching in the month of July. So give me Randall Grichuk for a homer at plus 525. Also going to look at CJ Cron for a home run at plus 390. He's hitting .381 with a home run against righties in July. So I think CJ Cron worth a look at plus 390 for the Rockies. Also a lean towards Harold Castro. Could probably get decent odds with him. He's hitting .467 with a home run in July against right-handed pitching. Now for this matchup between the Angels and the Astros, I really wanted to lean towards Shohei Ohtani here, but with that blister continuing to be an issue and the finger issue for Ohtani in general, not sure what his status is here. That affects him more, I think, in the pitching side of his game. We'll have to see here. Maybe I'll lean towards Ohtani, but nothing official for me for the Angels in that game. For the Houston Astros, though, I will go with Kyle Tucker for a home run at plus 375. He's hitting .364 with a home run, a pair of extra base hits against lefties in July. Reed Detmer's getting the start for the Angels here. He's allowed 5 home runs in his last 3 starts. I like Tucker's chances here, especially considering he's at a career .364 batting average against Detmer. So give me Kyle Tucker for a homer at plus 375. Also going to go with Chas McCormick for a homer at plus 450. He's hitting .444 with a home run, a pair of extra base hits in July against lefties. Also 2 for 3 with a double in his career against Detmers. So give me Chas McCormick for a homer at plus 450. Also going to go with Corey Julks for a home run at plus 450. He's hitting .500 with an extra base hit in July against lefties. I just like the price here on Julks against Detmers. I think it's worth a sprinkle. It's going to be Corey Julks for a homer at plus 450. Now on to our last game of the day for this card. We're going to go with this match between the Mariners and the Tigers. And I'm going to go with a huge stack here, Mariners, and for a good reason. I'll explain in a second. First, I'm going to start with Julio Rodriguez at plus 460. He's hitting .342 with 4 extra base hits in July against right-handed pitching. But in his career against Michael Lorenzen, who's starting for the Tigers on Saturday, J-Rod, 3 for 7 with a home run. Now, Lorenzen really struggled in 3 starts against Seattle last year as a member of the Angels. An 8.31 ERA, 3 homers allowed in those 3 starts. He's been okay lately, but he has still allowed 5 home runs in his last 6 starts, a 4.65 ERA in his last 7 outings. So I'll take Julio Rodriguez for a homer at plus 460. Also for the Mariners, going to go with Cal Raleigh for a homer at plus 410. This could be a great launch spot to get back on track against righties for Raleigh. He's hitting just .174 in July against righties, but his lone hit against Lorenzen was a home run. So I'm going to go with Cal Raleigh for a homer at plus 410. For the Seattle Mariners, going to go with Mike Ford for a home run at plus 475. He's hitting .429 with 3 home runs, 6 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the month of July. So give me Mike Ford for a home run at plus 475. Also going to look at J.P. Crawford for a homer at plus 650. He's hitting .344, 6 extra base hits, and a pair of home runs in July against righties. So take J.P. Crawford at plus 650. And my last Mariner, I'm going to go with Eugenio Suarez at plus 500. He's hitting .276 with 3 homers against righties in July. So take Eugenio Suarez for the Mariners at plus 500. Now, to close things out, I'm going to go with a couple of Tigers. First one I have an official play, I should say a graphic for. It's Kerry Carpenter at plus 500. He's hitting .250 with 3 extra base hits and a pair of home runs against righties in the month of July. George Kirby has been better for the Seattle Mariners, but he's still allowed a home run in 4 of his last 6 starts, so I would take Kerry Carpenter for a homer at plus 500. And when you find a price on him, I do believe he's playing today. I just couldn't get a graphic on him. Spencer Torkelson for the Tigers as well, I like for a homer. He's hitting .360 with 4 extra base hits, including a home run in July against righties. So Spencer Torkelson will be my last official play to round things out for Saturday's card. But let's do a recap of the plays that we did give out for Saturday. We gave out a ton of them. So again, pick out the ones you like and let's try to make some money together. The first one I went with was for the Rangers, Corey Seager at plus 360. Adolis Garcia at plus 285. And Jonah Heim at plus 480. Also, like I said, this is probably a catalog spot for the Rangers. If you want to hear my thoughts on that game, just scroll back to near the beginning of the video. You can hear my thoughts on it. For the Cleveland Guardians, Ahmed Rosario at plus 540. Josh Naylor at plus 650. And Jose Ramirez at plus 265. For the Toronto Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 430. Matt Chapman at plus 390. If you want to hear the other leans I have for the Blue Jays in that game, again, just a little bit earlier in the video, we can cover those for you again. For the San Francisco Giants, Blake Sable at plus 700. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jack Suwinski at plus 450. And G-Man Choi at plus 850. For the Miami Marlins, Jesus Sanchez at plus 540. And Jorge Soler at plus 410. For the Milwaukee Brewers, I'm going to go with Willy Adames for a homer at plus 300. And William Contreras for a homer at plus 350. For the Cincinnati Reds, the only official play I have, Joey Votto at plus 340. Also a bunch of leans for the Reds in that game. So again, if you want to hear which ones they are, make sure you jump back and check those out. For the Atlanta Braves, a stack here, we're going to go with Ozzie Albies for a homer at plus 360. Sean Murphy for a homer at plus 360. Matt Olson for a home run at plus 215. And Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 350. Standalone play for the White Sox, Luis Robert at plus 390. Stack here for the Los Angeles Dodgers, starting with J.D. Martinez at plus 475. Freddie Freeman at plus 460. Mookie Betts at plus 410. And Max Muncy at plus 360. Also leans towards James Outman and David Peralta in that game as well for the Dodgers. For the Mets, Francisco Alvarez at plus 500. And Francisco Lindor at plus 430. For the New York Yankees, Anthony Volpe for a home run at plus 460. Giancarlo Stanton for a home run at plus 205. Leans towards Gleyber Torres and Kyle Higashioka in that game for the Yanks. For the Colorado Rockies, Chris Bryant for a homer at plus 525. Randall Grichuk for a homer at plus 525. I did Chris Bryant twice there, but yeah, I got Randall Grichuk. I think I did that earlier in the show as well. But either way, Chris Bryant and Randall Grichuk for home runs, as well as CJ Cron for a homer at plus 390. For the Rockies as well, lean towards Harold Castro. Also wanted to lean towards Shohei Ohtani for that game against the Astros for the Angels, but again, just a lean for Ohtani. Just not sure what that blister is going to do for his game at the plate. For the Houston Astros, though, I do like Kyle Tucker for a homer at plus 375. Chas McCormick for a homer at plus 450. And Corey Julks at plus 450. And our last game, like I said, heavy stack of the Mariners in this one. Going to go with Julio Rodriguez at plus 460. Cal Raleigh at plus 410. Mike Ford at plus 475. J.P. Crawford at plus 650. And Eugenio Suarez at plus 500. For the Detroit Tigers, Kerry Carpenter at plus 500. And when you can find a price on him, Spencer Torkelson for the Tigers to round things out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. This might have been our longest home run prop show yet, but I am not sad about it. I think there are tons of ways for us to make money on Saturday, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel again and smash that thumbs up. It really helps us out a ton. Lets us know that you guys like this content. Lets me know that you guys like the home run prop content so I can keep producing it for you. And also make sure you have notifications turned on. I stressed out earlier in the video just how important notifications are when you're trying to get the most up-to-date and freshest information. Try to get these videos out as early as possible, but having notifications on, you will be notified as soon as the video drops. Can get these plays and get those best bets in whenever you get the notification. Also, if you're looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. And while you're at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays, check out these betting tools. I promise you, you will not regret it. They are 100% free. They are there for you to use. They are a great asset to have in your back pocket. They'll do the heavy lifting for you. A great tool to have on your belt when you're making your best bets for the day's action. Thanks so much. See you guys soon. Let's crush the books on Saturday.